Hello and welcome to the Lewis College of Business First Year Advising Information Session. The purpose of this video is to provide you with the information that you need to assist you in selecting and registering for classes and to supply you with some general information that will help guide you over your next 4 years at Marshall. First, let's talk about the core curriculum. The purpose of the core curriculum is to not only foster critical thinking skills, but also introduce you to basic domains of thinking that you can apply to various disciplines of study. The core curriculum includes classes such as math, science, fine arts, humanities, communications, and others. You can review your 4-year curriculum sheet or the advising guide that you received at orientation for a complete list. In addition, you will complete additional college requirements, such as English 204, Writing for the Workplace, a Communication Studies elective, as well as an International Business elective. The university also requires 2 writing intensive courses, but those classes are built into the courses that you're already taking as a College of Business student. Typically, you don't have to worry about a thing. However, if you do take classes at another school, you should talk to your advisor to make sure that you are meeting these degree requirements. One thing that we would particularly like to stress is that we do recommend that students take an average of 15 hours per semester to stay on track to graduate within the 4 years. Along the way, you'll encounter classes that have a required prerequisite. This is a class that must be completed before advancing to the next course. Please note that we strictly adhere to this policy and we do not make exceptions. A D is considered passing for all classes and will allow you to move on to the next class with the exception of the courses listed here. English 101 must be completed with a grade of C or better in order to advance to English 201, and a grade of C or better in English 201 is required to graduate and also to advance to English 204, which is required before you enroll in your College of Business capstone. Math 102 must be completed with a C or better in order to advance to Math 127. And lastly, accounting majors must earn a grade of C or better in all of their accounting prerequisite courses in order to advance to the next course. In addition, you will note that some majors do have classes that are only offered once a year. Your advisor can assist you with keeping you on track. In regards to keeping you on track, should you decide to withdraw from a class, it's always a good idea to seek guidance from your advisor. You will note that some classes are high demand courses, so there are special rules if you drop one of these classes and try to take it again the following semester. You also note there is a credit, no credit option for students taking up to 18 hours of general education courses that would allow a grade of CR for credit or NC for no credit instead of the traditional letter grades. This is a good option for students that do not want a general education class that they do not feel comfortable in affecting their GPA. Please see your advisor for additional information on this option. Now, let's talk about your GPA. You will note that there is a term or semester GPA, the overall GPA, Marshall GPA, and major GPA. In order to graduate, you must have a minimum of 2.0 in your overall, Marshall, and major GPAs. Calculating your GPA really is quite simple. You will note that each letter grade has a corresponding point value. All you do is add up the total credit hours attempted and total grade points, then you divide the grade points by the credit hours. In this example, you will note that the student has 16 quality points and 42 credit hours. So 42 divided by the 16 equals a GPA of 2.62. If your Marshall or overall GPA falls below 2.0, you would then be placed on academic probation. Academic probation is a period of restricted enrollment in which you cannot schedule on MyMU. During this time, a probation student would be required to meet with the Director of Student Services in order to pick and register for classes and develop an academic improvement plan. Students that earn less than 2.0 during a term while on probation, or students who exceed the quality point deficit for their GPA hours will be suspended. Please note that Marshall does not have warning semesters. So it is possible to go directly from good standing to suspended, depending on your performance during a particular semester. If you feel that you might be in a situation where all of your grades will be D's or F's, please meet with your academic advisor as soon as possible to discuss your options. One of the fastest ways to improve your GPA is through DF repeats. Should you earn a grade of D or F within the first 60 hours attempted, you can repeat that class and the original grade will be taken out of your GPA. The original grade does remain on your transcript, but it doesn't count towards your GPA. Please note that the class can be repeated only one time. So if you earn a D in that class, repeat it a second time and earned an F, and it's a graduation requirement, you would need to complete the class again until you pass it successfully. The nice thing about this policy is that it doesn't matter when you repeat the course. You could repeat it at any time as long as the first attempt was in the first 60 hours. Since you will soon be registering for classes, let's shift our discussion to registration. When you go to register, you might notice a hold that prevents you from registering. Anytime you see a hold, all you need to do is go to that office that originated the hold. They can help you satisfy whatever requirements are necessary in order to remove the hold. A nice tool to help you along the way is DegreeWorks. You have probably seen DegreeWorks before, but I want to point it out here because it does help provide you a visual checklist of classes that you need in order to graduate. It also has a nice feature called a what if tool that can help you to see how changing your majors or adding minors would impact you. It also has a GPA calculator and much more. In this video, we will not demonstrate DegreeWorks, but you can access it from your MyMU. Please use DegreeWorks in conjunction with working with your advisor. Your advisor can help you stay on track with prereqs and once-a-year courses that may not be easily evident on DegreeWorks. So how do you know what classes to take? For starters, look at your 4-year plan, or your DegreeWorks, and see what classes that you're enrolled in during this semester. You will want to pay attention to any classes that you already have credit for, such as AP credit or dual enrollment. Then, look for classes in the freshman year that you have not yet taken, and plan to take those classes in the spring semester. You can also select some classes from the sophomore year as well. Your Communication Studies elective, Humanities requirement, and LE 207 are a few good options. If you have not taken first year seminar FYS 100, you must complete it in the spring semester. To know which classes are offered, visit the schedule of courses located on the registrar's website prior to advanced registration. If a section is listed in orange, that means the section is full. When you review the schedule of courses, please make note of the CRN or course reference number for each class that you plan to take. You will need the CRN whenever you schedule your classes. Also note that the schedule of courses can tell you important information such as prereq requirements, whether or not the class is an online course, and also if the class meets somewhere else other than the main Huntington campus. Please pay particular attention to these attributes when you build your schedule. A nice tool to assist you when making a schedule is the Marshall University Course Schedule Generator. The easiest way to find this tool is to do a web search for Marshall University Course Schedule Generator. From there, you can enter your desired courses and time blocks of busy time in order to create many variations of your schedule. Please note that the course generator is simply a tool to help you with scheduling. It does not save seats in the course or automatically register you for the classes. You must still register through MyMU, and the classes are first come, first serve. Since I mentioned classes are first come, first serve, let's discuss what to do about closed classes. If you need a class that is closed, you can request an overload from the department that offers the course. In the College of Business, all overloads go through the Academic Advising Office and must be requested using the online form on our website. It is important to realize that we do not grant overloads for a class unless all campus sections of that class are full. If an overload is not possible, you will need to work closely with your advisor in order to find an alternative option. Should you need to adjust your schedule, you can add or drop classes through the first week of the regular semester without receiving a W on your transcript. After the adjustment period ends, all schedule adjustments must be made in person at the registrar's office. Should you need to drop a class due to not doing well in the course or for personal reasons, you should obtain a professor's signature on the add drop slip if the class is before 4 p.m. and take that slip to the registrar's office. A signature is not required for online classes or for campus classes meeting after 4 p.m. Students on probation also need to obtain the signature of the Director of Student Services. While dropping a class does not affect your GPA, it can have its consequences. So check with your advisor and financial aid before dropping a class, and especially if you plan to go under 12 hours, which is full-time. Lastly, other tips that we have for you is to keep all of your Marshall-related documents and to check your Marshall email every day. Sometimes we send important information to you in your Marshall email, so be sure to check it often. We in the Academic Support Center desire you to be successful, and remember, we are here to help. Some of our most successful students meet with their advisor at least once a semester. Now that you have watched this presentation, please proceed to the short quiz. Once you have completed the quiz, you will need to meet with your academic advisor to get your advising hold lifted so that you can register for your spring classes. Please be aware of when registration starts so you do not go to register and find out that you have a hold at the last minute. When you meet your advisor, they will assist you with coming up with a list of classes to register for. We are open daily Monday through Friday from 8 o'clock a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and typically go to lunch from 12 noon to 1 p.m. Thank you for watching, and we can't wait to see you soon.